Hi, everyone.
Um,
Are you all waiting for something, or is the Hangout on air going on?
yeah, so yes, we are live. So we're just waiting to set up for everyone to join on. They would all be able to watch us live right now.
Okay.
So by 4 o'clock, we'll just begin conversation. We'll just begin conversation. Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. You're welcome to the first meeting of the intermediate participants with the Andrew Learning Community Programs team. My name is Solomon Awoshukme. I'm a program manager on the ALC. With me is Aneke Chimdimbu and several other program assistants from other states. We have with us today one of our very big mentors from the Google end, Anedi, who's on the developer relations team at Google from the Nigerian office. I think I'll leave everyone to introduce themselves and then we'll move on from there. So Chimdi, can you please go first? Okay. 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 So moving on quickly. I think people are some are still experiencing some technical issues. Oganidi, can you please go on? Okay, so I'll just go on quickly.
And it is, I think he's muted.
Yes, he is. So Chimdi, will you just go ahead to introduce yourself because we are live?
Great to be here, guys. As you all know, my name is Chimdindo Aneke, Android Learning Committee and manager from the Andela side.
Okay. Thank you, Chimdi. The program assistant, can you please introduce yourself? starting with David.
Hi guys, my name is David Aja. I'm the program assistant for North Central. I'm in charge of Abuja, Nasarawa, Kogi, Benue, and Plateau State. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Who's next? Kathleen, Chioma.
Hello guys. You all know me. I'm CJ, Chioma James. I'm the program assistant for Lagos and
Okay. So I think some of our program assistants are having challenges joining or joining the conversation we're having right now. So I'll just add on quickly. Once again, my name is Solomon, and we are very excited to have everyone on board on this program. Please feel free to drop your questions in the chat area on the live stream panel from YouTube. Also, you can note down contributions, comments on Slido. That's slido.com, SLIDO.com, and use the code ALC-INT, and we would answer everyone's question before the end of this call. So moving on, I'll quickly run through the agenda of today, what we hope to talk about, and how we can actually help you better on your course to becoming Android certified, not just locally, but internationally. So once again, congratulations, because you're one of the 120 that was selected to take part in the $700 worth of scholarship from Google and Andela. And we are really excited to have you on board. So quickly, after this welcome note, Chimdi would come up to give an overview of the program, talk about what you should know, how the program has been designed to run, and how you can make the best out of it. Later on, we would have we have other people join from the Google end and from the Andela team to give advice and tell you some of the opportunities, some of the perks, benefits, and things you can look out for towards the end of the program. But feel free and let's all be engaged in this call. I hope you get the best out of this whole thing. So moving on, I'll quickly hand over to Aneke so he can take you through an overview of the program and what you can hope to gain from the program and several other housekeeping rules on things you should look out for as we move on in the program. Thank you. Over to you, Aneke.
Hi guys, really we are super excited about this initiative, and we are also super excited having the 120 of you on board. To be sincere with you, we had about 500 plus people apply for the intermediate track, and you are just 120 people that made it in. Not that the other guys weren't good, but we kind of had to use like a rigorous method to screen people into the program. And the 120 of you were on top of our list. So once again, just as someone has been reiterating over since we started this call, we are super excited. We're excited having you on board. So even if we have not maybe done like an official not event for you guys, maybe meet you and all that, but we're also saying once again that we are super happy having you on board. So welcome once more, and we're also very happy to see that you have been going by the philosophy that we have started this particular intermediate track with. I remember when you all got your congratulatory messages, you had about 3 things that was so key for anyone in the program, which was to drive your learning yourself, and get the community together, and also to hold yourselves accountable. And we can see that already, like we can see that happening already when we told the 120 of you to form teams, and you kind of broke it into 20 teams of 6 people in each of them. We can see how you creatively came up with your team names, creatively came up with your team slogans, like added your phone numbers, your WhatsApp links. So it kind of showed us like how you all like are in this together as a team, as different teams. And like we all said from the onset, like you should try and build a formidable team that can't be broken at all. A team that is focused on getting to that goal at the end of the program. So we are like super excited, like seeing how you have like taken it upon yourselves to like make these teams happen, know yourselves, and create your own Slack channels, your own WhatsApp groups, and even like owning what you're all doing. So we also want to kind of to appreciate you for kicking that out again. And just like to say how awesome you guys have been. I was inspired by some team names. I can see a team called 5-Star Gigs, and their slogan: computers talk, you respond, command, and computers obey. So very, very kind of creative names that you all came up with. There's one called Pathfinders. It's impossible till we do it. One called Star, Team Star, achieve your. So we're super excited seeing how you have been like taking ownership and driving them yourself. And like we kind of said from the onset, we want you not just to finish this course as individuals, but want you to kind of hold yourselves accountable, grow together, see this as see that we are in this program together. Your teammates, don't allow them to fail, to struggle. See how you can help support them to even be at that place that you are in. So I will say, after the first week that we're onboarding with Udacity, getting our teams formed, that you have all done like incredible work. You deserve a great round of applause for doing that. And going forward to, you must have seen, you saw a timeline from Udacity, how the course content is and how the timeline might look like. But still, by now you all have access to the ALC Intermediate pair learning sheet that we have been that we share from the set go, where you have our own customized timeline for the program. What to assume, what to envision as the best way for you to go through the program and come out on top. So even though you saw maybe a slightly different timeline from Udacity, we are here that you stick to the timeline that you all have access to on the sheet. So that's basically how it's going to flow. So we expect by the end of tomorrow that you must have completed the welcome lessons, the make sure you have a Google account video, complete Great Project Sunshine, completely connect to the internet. So we expect that by the end of tomorrow that your team must have come up with these things. And why we encourage you to be in teams is not just to make you to be slow in learning, but to see how you can come out as a group, like come out as champions as a group, not just as individuals. And we encourage different teams to meet up informally. Maybe if you are all in Lagos, you meet up and see how you are doing. You create WhatsApp group and Slack channels just to kind of support yourself as a team. And I've always kind of specified how submissions will happen and how things will, how you submit, how you let us know how your team is doing at the end of every week, how you submit your weekly goals and all that. But to like give you like the high level goal of what you want to see you all come out of this program is like to see that at the end of 3 months, at the end of the program, that you all go through the fast track program and come out like great. Like it costs 100%, do your projects and get ready to take the exams and come out certified. That's like the core goal of the program. And we really want to see you drive these things yourself. And as we keep going in the call, we'll get to learn more. And that's why I said, like I said, having you on board. So welcome on board once more. Thank you. So are you there? And maybe before Solomon maybe continues, to quickly add one more thing, we are here to support you. we are here to support you in every possible way to make sure that you come out the best. So feel free. We have been like seeing your concerns, your thoughts, your feedback on the Slack channels. So feel very free to reach out anytime to any of us here. And rest assured that Andela, Google, we are all here to make sure that you come out great in this fast track intermediate program. So I think at this point I will hand the mic over to Solomon to continue.
Well, thank you very much, Aneke. I'm really grateful. Thanks so much. I think I picked 1 or 2 points from there myself. And I think every of our learners also learned 1 or 2 things. So to iterate on some of the things Aneke mentioned, for the timelines, because I've been seeing questions on the intermediate channel on Slack about which timeline to go with, either the one from university or the one from our end. I would advise or encourage everyone to go with the one from our end. Because there are specs actually with the one from our end. We hope that would have a very high completion rate even before those timelines they have prescribed to everyone. And I must say, this is small, but something I would love to say is there is something to encourage you guys for those that will be able to make it earlier through the course. There's a gift somewhere. We wouldn't tell you what that would be. So while I pause a bit, I would love to welcome on the call Evan Greenlow from the Andela team. He will introduce himself and give us some pegs, tell us about the program, why we are doing this, and why Google and Andela is doing this, why we are really excited to empower the next generation of software developers in Nigeria, the opportunities involved, what you can hope to gain, 1 or 2 things to look out for in the future, and to answer some of your questions, some of those you've asked on the Slack channel. So over to you, Evan.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can all hear you.
Okay, cool. So, hey everyone, thank you so much for joining. Cool, seeing the messages as well. So yeah, hopefully one question that everybody has is, how is this happening? Why am I on Udacity? Why is Google and Andela doing this program? What is going on? So I think that's the first question I want to answer is, why is this happening? So Google is changing the world. Google obviously is one of the biggest names and biggest companies. Their mission is to organize the world's information. And to do that, they will need support not just from the United States or from Europe, but from the entire world. And so over the last several years, they've been setting up programs in different regions of the world to encourage more Android developers. And they've done it in South America, they've done it in India, they've done it in Eastern Europe, and there had always been a little bit of a skepticism about whether or not there were developers across Africa that were at a level where they could really become Google certified engineers, where they're really developers that were going to be putting out bestsellers on the Google Play Store, that were going to be building the future of Google. And so one of the Nigerian team members on Google's executive team was like, heck yes, we are ready, and we will show you that we are ready, and said, let's set aside an opportunity for us to show the world that developers in Nigeria are as good as anybody else anywhere in the world. And so they searched for a local partner to help do the implementation on the ground. And that's how Andela was able to link up with Google. And so we set up a pilot program with 2 tracks. So one track is for over 2,000 learners that are taking a series of introduction to Android courses in a standalone Udacity environment. And then the other track are those of you that are here today. So it's an intermediate track for people that already have some experience, and it's a bigger deal. It's a scholarship worth many hundreds of dollars. Normally Udacity's business model is to charge for their highest quality content. So Google and Udacity teamed up to build a fast track focused on Android that would enable certification of the truly qualified developers. And so we've been able to source for the 120 people that applied and did the best work on the Android Learning Community project as a part of the screening mechanism. And that's who's here today. That's who's involved in this intermediate track, is 120 scholarship recipients who are getting free access to a series of courses normally worth hundreds of dollars. And then the thing we're looking for in the end is to support you guys to really internalize that learning, to pass the Google certification exam, and in doing so, hopefully, to show the data that would be needed for this program to get extended across the continent, for us to say, hey, is this something that we can do in Kenya, in South Africa, in Uganda, in Ghana? And so we're really excited to have you all here. We're really excited at how excited you are. And I think that what we're looking for is just to understand the obstacles that you face to learn, the ways that we can overcome those obstacles together, the support that we can provide each other to build a strong learning environment so that we can master the material, really learn the lessons, show that lesson, and then continue to invest more in creating opportunities like this for developers that are interested in Android from across the continent of Africa. So you've all gotten the invite to Udacity, you've met your teams, you've heard about the early invites. Chimdi and Solomon and your regional volunteers will be around to help you understand the challenges that you face along the way. But I think I'll turn it back over to anyone else to give questions of what you're afraid of, what you're excited about, how we can help each other, because I know that we can do this. So thank you, and looking forward to going on the journey with you.
Wow, awesome, awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Evan. We are really excited to have you on this call, and thank you for the encouragement. I think we've learned a few things from Evan, and please feel free to drop your questions from now on the YouTube chat area. We are looking at them, and we are looking to answer any of them as you drop them. I think one question I was asked yesterday on the Slido was suggestion on any location free or where people can go to charge their system for those that work in Lagos. So I would love to push this to Aneke. So someone was asking if there was a location where they could come in to work, or probably because they're having power problems or internet problems. I don't know. I just want to hear you. What do you think? Over to you, Chimdi. Okay, so I think Chimdi is not on right now. Okay, so we'll come back to that question. Let me quickly rush through any other questions we have on the chat area. So someone was asking if this will be recorded. Yes, it's recorded and you can watch after now. Okay. So I can't see so much of questions. Please send in your questions and let us know what we can do to help you or support you at this time of the program. A quick one is, as Evan has rightly said, side by side with this program, we are running a similar training with beginners, about 2,500 of them across Nigeria. Now we have a very large chunk of them in Lagos. We have several of them in cities like Oyo, Ibadan, Ogun State, and across the Federation. So we normally love volunteers. I think we have a form already that has collected the data of people who would be interested in volunteering to facilitate ALC in their region. So we need more for Lagos. So if you think you can volunteer your time during weekend to meet with about 100 or 50 Android beginners to give them a heads up on the program, help them through the installation of Android Studio, and probably lead them through the major challenges they might be having, please feel free to indicate after this call on the Slack channel. We'll follow up with you from there. That's one major thing. I think right now, I think Anike is up. So Anike can answer the question I earlier said. So the question that was asked by this participant was, some of us do not have a location where we can charge because of power issues. Is there any way we can come around to work, like a workspace or something? Anike, over to you.
Okay, yeah, so this is really an interesting question. And to be frank with you, we want to do everything possible to help you throughout this program. But right now, it's so that I'm saying it, but right now we don't have any space available for one to come in to maybe work out from. But I will see from here, try and maybe reach out to maybe our operations facilities team to see if there's any way possible we can help you. But at the moment, there is none. But I'll keep looking for any option, any option possible, any way possible to help support you guys. But right now, there is none.
Okay, thank you very much, Anike. Also on the program, the Android Developer Fast Track program, I would love to chip in quickly that reports we've gotten from other regions who have actually attempted the exam is that I won't say it's difficult, it's much more, it's tasking and it requires someone with very good knowledge of Android. So we would love you not just to run through the course, run through projects, but learn, and don't learn alone. And that's why we've tried to build this community-like spirit so that we can all learn and interact with each other. So try to learn from others. When we try to interact as a group, find out what a different person in your team knows and try to learn from them, pick up ideas, and learn the Android platform and every other platform that you'll be using because of the program, APIs, service workers, or whatever. Every of those platforms you'll be using, try to understand them as much as you can. And if you have any challenges, feel free to reach out to other people in your group. Moving forward in future meetings with you, either via Slack or on video, like we have right now, we are looking to invite guest speakers, people from Google, people from the industry, people from Mandela, who have been able to make a mark in the software engineering ecosystem, and now they can actually give you tips, advices, or now you cannot normally grow. So some of us might be looking at how to get a job at Google, at maybe Facebook. All of this are things we're looking to address in future. So let's all be up and doing. Let's try to work at our own at a very fast pace. I know at the beginning of the program we suggested between 5 to 8 hours or I think 10 to 15 hours per week or so. If you think you have more times during weekend, you can try to do more with the course content. I would pause at this extent and hand over to Anike to lead you through some other things about the program while we await some other people joining the call later on. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. So to give everyone, okay, well, if I give everyone the heads up, I want to paint a picture of the time when I was still in the university. I remember I loved studying maybe alone. Exams maybe is by the way, I would just maybe try and learn about maybe a particular course, study it on my own, go through the notes, everything, just kind of to be ready for the exams. But one key thing that really helped me, I don't know, almost in the last 3 years of my stay in the university was working with people. So what I always do was this. I had a group of friends that they're always they're super smart. They're very, very good. So what we do before maybe 2 weeks or so before exams, we come together as friends and try to rehearse the exam questions, our notes, our materials as friends, together. And it went a long way in making all of us come out of university on top. So that's why you see that we encourage the team spirit, collaboration, community effort, so that even though you are good on your own, But with that community kind of spirit, like learning as together, making friends, being like a family, it will help you to grow like rapidly. So that's why we encourage everyone to be in groups. Like there's like a great there's power in teams. So even as you're walking alone, try as much as possible to carry everybody along. When someone is having like an issue, encourage the person, try and resolve it with the person, and I'm sure it will go a long way. And like I said, to give you like heads up on what you might expect going forward, we'll have different kind of interesting sessions, both on the Slack channel, physically, and maybe in the region, maybe the area where you are. We'll have maybe AMA sessions, have people at Andela come in to talk, have like mentorship hours, have giveaways that are really awesome. And teams that are doing well, maybe teams that first submit their assignments, or teams that encourage maybe one another, or teams that put out whatever we do on time. Like we have teams, they have like great teams for everybody. So try to be that best team. Even as try to be like the best individual, try to be that best team, and I'm sure it will kind of go a long way. And we always emphasize on these three things. Like drive this thing yourself. Like own your learning. Like own it like to the point where like, see, I can't do this without like, I must kind of do this without the sacrifice, whatever I go to take. Just try and see how you can like drive this in and own it, and see how you can maybe come out on top in this. And I also want to encourage everyone here is to drive the community yourself. Don't wait for us to come and answer your questions. You are ahead in the course. Try and answer other people's questions. Don't wait for maybe the mentors to come and answer any question. Like drive this in yourself, grow the community yourself. And one key thing also is that be accountable to like one another. Don't rush to finish alone and come out I'm the first to finish the course. But like hold yourselves accountable. Like hold yourself like accountable to everything that you do. And I'm sure it will go a long way in making everyone here to come out awesome in this program. So even as you're running alone, don't see that just as an individual, like maybe race. See that as I need one another to succeed. Like see it like a relay team, and I'm sure it will go a long way. And I also want Ivan want to add chip in some of the questions that you are asking. I'm sure you kind of also like get more insight or more contents from them. So I will pass on to Evan.
Cool. Thanks, Jimmy. Yeah, so I want to echo this idea of the power of teams and even build on it further. So I know that logistically, it can be very hard to get a group of 6 people together, even on the internet. Maybe the connection isn't working. But even in pairs, even in groups of 3, I think the more I have learned about the science of learning, the more I've realized how we hurt ourselves when we try and learn alone. So I can't tell you, I've probably started 70 online courses that I haven't finished. Because every time what I do is I say, oh, everyone else is so smart, everyone else is so far along, me, I'm the dumbest person here. So let me go off in a cave and let me learn until I get up to speed with everybody else. And what I've realized is that everybody feels that way. That everyone thinks they are the weakest person in the group, that everyone thinks that they need to get more practice, and that if we just reach out and grab each other's hands, if we just find one other person and we're brave enough to say, I don't understand, I need help, then we help each other. And the next thing we know, there's an opportunity for us to help someone else. And so welcome TT, who has made all of this possible. TT, we've got 52 people on the line. I'm loving it. And let us know when you want to chime in. But yeah, so just to echo Chimby's point about don't do this alone, work in your teams, work in pairs, whatever it is that strengthens your support. Employment, I know there was a question on the thread about that. Yeah. So one of Andela's goals specifically from this program is to find 25 future Andela fellows. And so the way Andela thinks about who to bring into its program for full-time employment is not just about the quality of code. It's also about people's values, and it's also about people's growth. And so this collaboration that we're cheering for to help out your fellow learners is not just because you'll learn better too, but it's also because the kinds of people that do that are the kinds of people that organizations like Google and Andela are looking for. I think that inevitably having the certification of being an Android Fast Track developer will help in any employment prospects. And then in addition to that, the way you go about getting that certification, the person you are and the way that you support others will certainly help put you on the map for organizations like Andela, and I would expect many others.
Awesome. So I'll pass the baton over to you again, Solomon, to lead us into the next session. Titi is here. Welcome, Titi.
Yeah, welcome, Titi. I think we should give Titi a chance to include himself and encourage all of us. Over to you, Titi.
Oh, great. Solomon, thanks, Chindi. My apologies, everyone, for only joining at this point. I'm literally rushing from one meeting to everyone who is actually on the Hangout on air. Welcome. You have already surpassed expectations in the fact that you're actually at this point. To give you some context, my name is Titi Akinsami. I'm a Nigerian by birth and African by inclination. It looks like I actually live all over the world. I lead public policy and government relations or public affairs as part of a team across sub-Saharan Africa. And as part of things I kept coming across was, of course, there's a significant skills gap on the continent, but more so in a nation like Nigeria. I took it as a personal mission, recognizing that skills gap on how we can address it. I am not a techie. I think most of you should understand that. My first degree is in English. I have another in French, and I also have a master's. But somewhere along the line, I think having attended Obafemi Awolowo University, if you didn't attend Obafemi Awolowo University, you can't get this. But greater Stephen. Anyway, so having attended Obafemi Awolowo University, my third year, going on the fourth year of university, I realized that, there was a significant lack of skills around technology. And I took it as a personal crusade, a personal mission to train as many people as possible. So I made what you guys would know as Chin-Chin. I made Chin-Chin and I sent myself to computer school. Remember, my first degree is in English. Sent myself to computer school in the evenings. And it got to the point where I realized I was beginning to, potentially explore the line of being one of the Yahoo boys, they used to call them. But they were Yahoo girls too, and they still are. But anyway, I made a decision that I wanted to be able to use my skill set in a really impactful and significant way. And one of that meant that I needed to up my technical skills. I began to do that, but then I came into the realization that policy and regulations play a significant role in how you're able to do that. Because when I'm in university, because I do it, or I'm doing a degree in communications or in law, I don't get exposed to the technical things at all. And I began to see that, we need to address this on the policy space. But in as much as addressing it in this policy space, was that there were increasingly more opportunities through nonprofits, through evening schools, etc., where you could develop your skills further. Track forward 18 years to today, I am really glad to have been able to support in some way, being able to get this Android learning community up and going. Why? Because you are the first crop, literally the first crop of targeted skills Android developers that we will be getting out of Nigeria. And that's because, I personally am done with, we don't have the skills. We have the skill set. They might not be honed, they might not be sharpened, but we definitely have the brains in the space to be able to make this happen. So all of that having been said, we as Google are supporting this because we recognize the potential that Nigeria has. We recognize that we can actually put our presence to bear, to support, to show that this can be done so that hopefully, governments can also do a lot more. And why partner with Andela? I think that one for me is a no-brainer. Andela has demonstrated that great things come out of Nigeria, but not just out of Nigeria, can actually expand across the continent, across the oceans, and really become something that's significant, that really makes a difference as well. I am really looking forward to every single person who is currently a part of this ALC cohort to actually finish well. I want us to be able to make it really difficult for the project management lead between Aneke and Solomon, and for us as Andela and Google to be able to identify that one person that really stands out. And in doing this, I'm going to just do a shout out to all the ladies who are on this particular cohort. I think there are 3 or 4. Correct me, Solomon?
I think 3.
3. Ladies, I know that you're coming with excellence. Please, no stressing out to all the gentlemen. I expect complete excellence. You guys have already broken the mold. I'm looking forward to being able to engage with you guys specifically, not to say I will not engage with the other gentlemen, but also to be able to demonstrate that women are more than capable of actually being some of the very best when it comes to the technical skill sets that we have. All of that said, if you have any questions for me, I will retreat back into the background and leave it to you guys to actually make this work.
Thank you very much, Titi. We are really excited to have you in this meeting. We have some questions on Slack. I'll just quickly run through them. Just a sec. Okay, so a few questions from Slack. Is any chance of employment after the program? Please, anyone on the call can actually try to answer any of these questions. So the first one is there any chance of employment after the program? The next one was we need more clarity on the kind of evidence to be uploaded. Should we upload just the screenshots of completed projects, classes, or both? I think this one goes to Aneke. The next one was much more on what is the criteria to measure the overall grade or score points at the end of the course. And then there was one question about the Gradle build, which I think the participant already answered for themselves. Oh. Then the particular participant asked, is he or she is yet to receive a Slack channel invite? So I think we'll follow up with the participant after this call and make sure he or she gets the invite as SAP. So with this, I hand over to Aneke to answer the question, the one directed.
Okay, yeah. So before I answer mine, Evan already answered the first one about employability, like after the employment after the program. He already answered that.
Yeah. If I could actually step in, because I came in just as Evan was referring to that one, you have the opportunity to be able to demonstrate that you have the skill set to become an Andela Fellow. That is no joke. If I could track back and Andela came back in my time, I'd fight to become an Andela Fellow. But I wanted to address a particular mindset around that. That yes, your goal should not just be about gaining employment, but potentially, not potentially, let your focus be, how can I take this opportunity and be able to make money, become wealthy, become an employer of labor from it? Not necessarily about, I want to be able to work for Google. It's good, aspire to it. Hey, you're demonstrating that you have the ALC skill set, you could become a technical program manager or something within Google. But I think it's more important for the mindset and the approach to this to be about getting the most out of the skill set to get you to a point where you are being sought after, or you could actually also develop your own institution and become an employer of labor. That should be the mindset we should be approaching this from.
Oh, awesome. Thank you, Titi. I don't know if Evans wants to say anything about this, or we'll just move on to the next question.
No, I would agree 100% with Titi. I know that two things are true at the same time. One is that the hustle is real and that jobs are a savior. And the other is that life is long. And if you follow the path of investing in yourself and investing in others, empowering yourself and empowering others, and truly staying up to date with new opportunities and new skills, that you will turn to the other side and you'll be the one providing jobs to others rather than searching for one yourself. So total alignment with everything that Titi said.
Thank you, Evans. So I think I'll pass on to Aneke, the question regarding the project submission. Should they upload screenshots or completed classes or both?
Okay, awesome. So like you already know, as we kind of maybe when we kept sharing like updates on how to submit your projects on the Slack channel, I will try and reiterate on what the process is like and what we are doing also with justice to make sure that we know who is learning, who is not learning, who is inactive, who we should maybe reach out to, and all that. So from our own side, and also to help you know how you are progressing throughout the course, we have you all have access to the ALC Intermediate pair learning sheet, where we measure the kind of like see what everyone is doing, the team you are in, what the timeline is like, what are we doing in week 1 and maybe week 2.
Okay. I think we lost you, Anike.
Yeah, I think he's, we're not hearing him. Do you want to move on to the next item on the agenda until he comes back, or you can pick up from where he stopped?
Okay, sure. I will just pick up from there. So to answer that question, as Anike was saying, we already have a sheet to measure each group's progress. So we want you guys to actually learn as a team. We have everyone in a group of 6 persons. We want you guys to hold each other by the hand. What I mean by that is being able to hold each other accountable. So a particular member of the group is having a challenge, feel free to help resolve the issue. You have one idea you would love to share. And just as Titi has rightly said earlier, think of this as an opportunity to actually create a solution, create the next big thing out of Nigeria, and less of a thing of getting employment opportunities from. Still on how we are going to be tracking completed projects, we have access internally to some of your progress from the Andela end. So while you're done with projects, you can submit them into through the Andela through the Udacity course page, and we also be able to track how you're growing. One other thing is we would like to track how you're growing as a team. So that's one of the reasons why we would love you to share updates on the folder that was shared with you at the beginning of the program, so we can at least see who is growing, who needs help, and provide help as required. So I think that is all on the questions. If anyone wants to ask any more questions, otherwise we are good to go. And so I'll just stand on standby for any other question and push that up, and then we're good to go. Okay, so I see there's no more questions. I think on this note, I'll just ask you to probably give any comments, any other comments you would love to drop before we close the meeting for today. Okay, I think Anike is back.
Yeah, Anike is back. Anike?
Do you want to continue?
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry, we had a little issue with the internet connection here. Yeah, but I'm fine to continue. Okay, so like I said, you create each team have a Google Drive folder named after your team name and number. In that same folder, have subfolders named after each week's progress. Like you might have a subfolder called week 1, week 2, week 3, etc. And in each of the folders, that for example, let's say week 1, you have let's say you're all 6 in a team, right? So let's say for week 1, you kind of create 6 other folders named after yourselves. Maybe using your Slack handles or your first names or any way you want to name, but let it be after your own name now. So your team folder, a subfolder called maybe week 1 or week 2, you have your own names. And you are all 6 in different groups in your team, so you have 6 subfolders named after yourself. And in them, you have, let's say for each week, you submit in there screenshots of your progress on Udacity. And if you look at Udacity's site, your learning dashboard, you will see by the left-hand side, they are like a progress kind of tracker, a number. Like you might have maybe 0 of 23 videos watched, or maybe 0 of 23 assignments maybe done. So what we want to see is a screenshot saying that, oh, I've completed 23 out of 23 exercises for this particular maybe lesson, or for this particular maybe activity. So we want to see screenshots of that. And like we said, we're encouraging you to be a team, not just individuals. So we have a form that you all have access to. You've already kind of seen how it works, that someone from a team we'll, at the end of every week, fill that form telling us that, oh, everyone in my team has completed this week's progress. Oh, we are fine to move on. If we don't see that, we won't be able to say that you passed that particular week's goal. And also, from Udacity's side, they are also trying to see how you are taking this course. They're kind of monitoring your progress. So we also kind of look, also working hand in hand with Udacity to see how we can know how you are progressing throughout the course. So let's say there is someone in the team, he's not, maybe after 4 weeks, he's not even doing well, he's still in, maybe, you see maybe 10% progress. We can now directly reach out to the person and say, hi, XXY, we have seen that you have not been progressing throughout the course. How can we help you? How can we support you? What's taking you to grow in the program? And based on your feedback, we might then maybe push you out and replace you with someone in the waiting list. And that even like reiterate on the waiting list that we have. So based on your progress throughout the course, if you're inactive or not performing well, we have like a waiting list where we can replace people. So don't think that you're irreplaceable, because we don't want to joke with the discussion we are giving you. $750 is too much that we don't want to waste anything at all. So don't think that you're irreplaceable. If you're not doing well in the program, after maybe some weeks, we can throw you out and replace you with someone in the waiting list. So just like have that like as an FYI, but that's the way we want to track progress. You submit your screenshots through your team folder and all that, and also we'll get data and progress from Udacity. Yeah, someone, are you there? You can continue.
Okay. Thank you, Aneke. Thanks for that. I think there's one quick question I was asked. I just want to pull that up. Okay, just a minute. There was a question I asked about. So, is there a way to get example tests for the Android Associate Developer Certification? I mean, that was a question one of the participants actually asked. So, I'll quickly say this. For the certification course, would be bringing in some people in the coming weeks via Slack or Hangout like this to normally talk about the program. One of these days, we should have somebody from the Udacity and talk to every one of us and share tips on what they will be able to provide. But for this question, I don't know if Aneke has an answer for this, but that's the quick one from my end.
Okay, we don't have maybe prepared sample tests or anything for you, but like we said, we'll try everything possible to support you throughout. Like we will have mentorship hours. We'll call people that have possibly done this course before to like give you tips, encourage you, motivate you, inspire you, tell you, give you maybe heads up on what to expect and what not to expect. But we don't have like sample tests. But what we'll do is that throughout the program, we'll support you in every way possible that we can. Maybe any way we can help, we'll try and do that. So just get ready for mentorship hours. Ask me anything kind of maybe Slack events, games, different things that will help you throughout the program. So at the end of the day, when you're done, you can be fully prepared to like go and take the test. So, but right now we don't have like sample tests, but only ways to support and help you go in as strong as possible. So that's just it.
Thank you very much. So I think right now we've been able to address virtually everyone's question, and we've been able to go through the way the learning structure, I mean the program's learning structure, and several other tips on how we can all get the best or the most from this program. So I think we have 8 more minutes before this meeting ends officially. If you have any more questions, you can ask. But in the meantime, I would hand over to anybody on the call to please give comments and probably any other word of advice, any general encouragement, and just general talk going forward.
Okay, to quickly chip in one, Solomon.
Yeah.
So a few hours ago, we came out of a call with an industry representative, and he advised that anybody in the course, if you have any question around the fast track program, feel free to send in your questions. So we'll send out maybe a spreadsheet or collect your questions over Slack, or any question that you have around the course that you think that Udacity can answer, feel free to put them down maybe after the call. We'll collect them, and next week we'll be joining maybe through a Slack, maybe maybe a Slack event to answer most of the questions. And he's also saying that if you have technical questions, you can still submit them, but you will take them back to his team, maybe to now maybe answer it later on. But feel free to send in your questions after the call around the Udacity platform, course content, the structure, issues you are having, how they will support you with code reviews, how they will support you with office hours. So feel free, and we'll make sure that we'll get all of them in there for the call next week.
Okay, awesome, thank you. A quick one to add to that is, please try to use the forum provided by Udacity. You are all enrolled on a paid program. I think we all know the words of the program, so feel free to ask your question on the Udacity forum. We have Udacity have people already on standby who are ready to provide answers to every of your questions. So feel free to use all of those platforms. And if there are questions that you believe cannot be answered by that forum, you can shoot them back at us, and then we'll handle it from there. I think TC wants to say one or two things.
Yes, I just have not a last word, but just an encouragement. You guys are the 120 that are sitting on this particular intermediate track are the first set, meaning you will determine your success at this will determine how far this will go. It's a unique position to be in. So please make the best use of all the resources, the support resources, the direct engagement opportunities to excel at this opportunity. I don't want to be able to give anyone an indication of what is coming, but trust me, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I'm looking forward to being able to congratulate all 120 of you and everyone who is on this call at the end of this, that you actually made it through as the first successful intermediate ALC cohort. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, Sal, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I think Evans wants to say something.
Sure, yeah. I was going to offer that if you're intimidated by anything at any point along the way, please be brave enough, be honest enough to share your intimidation. You know, it's an exciting opportunity. It's a big opportunity. It's a step towards a path of changing the world, but that doesn't mean you should be overwhelmed. There is literally no question that is too stupid, no task that is too small. If it's just about a missing semicolon, it's still worth this community's time. You know, I think a lot of you are probably football fans. Like, the team that has the ball more often is probably going to score more goals. You don't have to worry about whether you're the key striker and you're the key goal winner. Just pass the ball, pass the ball, pass the ball. When you have a question, when you have an answer, even if you're uncertain, just doing it and just leaning into it and just being brave enough every morning to go back to it, to share it with somebody, to try again. The thing that will get us there is grit and persistence and a belief in one another and support of one another. So please don't ever feel like you've fallen too far behind. Be strong enough to say, I'm behind, who can help me? Be strong enough to say, I'm ahead, who can I help? And I think we'll get there together.
Okay. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Evan. I think at this point, we've gotten to the end of this meeting. If you have any more questions, please feel free to ask on the Slack channel. We have a dedicated channel for the ALC team. That's the Ask ALC Team. So feel free to ask your questions on that channel. And if you have any more questions, feel free to reach out to us directly. Myself and Chimdi, I will take it up from there. So I saw a few questions on Slack. I'll just look at any one of them that is not similar to the one we already have. And then push through. Okay, so someone asked a very slight question about if there is an advanced course after this particular one. So the question is there an advanced course after this particular one?
I think it's a little bit of what TT was saying of we don't necessarily have explicit promises now. There's not necessarily a very clear roadmap of what exactly will emerge, but the clear thing is that the success of this group will determine the path forward for what additional resources and opportunities we can create. I think that if coming out of this program, we have an incredibly high graduation rate, an incredibly high participation rate, that's information that makes it easier to build the case on Bella's side, on Google's side, for saying, hey, really good performance, there's really high response, what other opportunities we can create. So the answer is that as of right now, there may not be a single thing that's going to be an advanced course made available, but I think the opportunities to create extensions of support will be driven by how well we can do in this program.
Thank you very much, Evan. I think it's 4:59, and we are just at the point where we have to draw the curtains for this meeting. So it's nice having everyone on board for this meeting. Thank you very much, Titi, for joining. Thank you very much, Evan. Thank you very much, Chimdi. Thank you very much, every of the program assistants. Thank you, David. Thank you, everyone that joined during the meeting and couldn't stay and dropped off, including an AD. At this point, I'll say thank you, everyone, for joining live.
Thank
and
you.
Titi was saying something.
No, I was just saying thank you as well to you.
Thank you. So I'll say thank you, everyone. Deserve a drum roll. Thank you for joining the meeting, and we hope to have more of these in the future with you guys. Please have a very wonderful time through the course content, and we wish you a very jolly ride through the course. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.